that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, afoot.
Miller!
On inbounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
Chicago ball.
Miller against Thompson. Miller outside, stolen by Thompson. Knocks it loose. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His footprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes for him. He has to go somewhere else.
Chicago.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Now, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. They get Stephen Curry.
Personal foul.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch off. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over. In a hurry.
Both free throws good for Miller. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and play to the strengths of his team on the offensive end.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Is set to lead Team USA to the tournament, but had to withdraw from the team.
And, you know, withdrawing Kevin might have been the right play to keep him healthy. He still ended up on the shelf a good while last year, but I still think it was...
Shots good by Miller.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
Miller!
That'll be a 5-second call.
Ball is turned over.
Yeah, baby, groovy.
Chicago ball.
Three-pointer. And that one's good. Miller's got 13.
And as competitive as Durant is, it was strange to see him take himself off of Team USA. But let's face it, that Paul George injury played a big role not only in his decision, but in a lot of guys throughout the league.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Miller. And that one is hammered home.
And folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession.
And, you know, Durant was not the only one affected by that injury to Paul George. To see something like that happen in an exhibition game can make anybody think twice about summer play.
Thompson dishes to Pachulia. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Miller outside. And it's Chicago scoring again.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
He had a great field goal. percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for. And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season with 67 wins. That number, Clark, tying for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent that the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Thompson with it. He's picked up by Rondo. It's tipped. Here's Miller. Here's Wade. And Durant sends it back. That's good.
Done. McDermott.
McDermott's got his first points in this one.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Surrender points this easily, they have got to do better.
Now here's Curry. 5 points in the game. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade.
Warriors ball.
There's a minute left here in the first quarter.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
There's Miller with the three. Another three for Chicago.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Lighting it up from outside. Hard to keep up with this.
To the inside, but Julia now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here is Miller. 20 points for him. In it goes. For the fifth time in 10 tries.
And it just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Timeout for Golden State.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. You gotta like what the kid has done in this game.
He's been absolutely on fire from outside. They got to get into his jersey, get up into him, force him to pass or drive.
23 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Miller against Curry. And the kid picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution for the Warriors. David West.
Here's Curry. Green kicks to Curry. And that one comes up a bit short.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And a double-digit lead on the score. Board as we end the first quarter of play. Bulls out front, up by 15. And the second quarter about to get... And Kevin Durant, former MVP, still feels like he has room to grow, and he gives us some insight into that philosophy.
I think it's another level I can go to. You know.
Well, the will seems to be there, Greg, but Kevin Durant seems surrounded by uncertainty. Can he get that and stay healthy for the entire season? How does he work with his new coach? Where does he really want to be?
You know, the truth is, no one but Kevin knows the answers to those questions. And quite frankly, he may not know right now what those answers are. He's a very unique and introspective kind of guy, as we all saw when he accepted that MVP award a couple years ago. So let's just stay tuned on this one.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Chicago.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Miller is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's McDermott in at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. The shot's good on the assist by West.
For 3.
Thompson's got himself on the board with 3 there. Well, David West's usage and overall numbers have ticked away with time. He's still as efficient as ever.
Yeah, not the over... 50% field goal guy he used to be, but still a valuable contributor on the block.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Miller. It's good. That takes him 77% shooting this game. 10 for 13.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And for West, a lot of what he brings to the table is just professionalism, leadership, and a real example of how to get the most out of what you've got. He keeps everybody on the team focused, too. When he speaks, guys listen.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Pick by West. Thompson passes to Curry. And another 3 for Golden State.
West, guys, still very strong as a player, but clearly it's his leadership that sets him apart. Does all those little intangibles that help teams win games.
Miller against Iguodala. Pulls up on the wing, and the jumper is on the mark. And that's now 28 points for the kid.
Boy, that mid-range jumper is a beautiful thing to have in your bag, and they've had it going today.
And some say it's a lost art, but they're getting excellent results with it tonight.
Wade with it. West picks him up. There's Miller with the 3, and he gets it to go. Miller's got 9 points in the quarter.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
2 minutes.
Durant dishes to Thompson. Here's Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And that's 10 points for Steph Curry.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half. And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Inside, Durant.
Chicago
And
foul
guys,
call.
it's easy to
Jimmy
forget
Butler.
sometimes just how young
That's
Kevin
his first
Durant still is.
personal foul.
I mean, last season, he became the second youngest player
Shooting
to
for
get to
Chicago.
15,000 points.
Kevin Durant at the line for 2.
That's good from Durant. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry.